From now on, what's waited till tomorrow starts tonight. It starts tonight. And let this promise in me start like an anthem in my heart. From now on, from now on. That's from a movie, The Greatest Showman, which came out a couple years ago. It's a movie starring Hugh Jackman, who plays P.T. Barnum, how he reinvented circuses. What's powerful about that song is that it talks about not next year, not 10 years from now, but now, starting right now. The song continues with a refrain that says, "And we shall come back home. And we shall come back home." You got to wonder, what's that home to come back to? Well, for a lot of people, we long for the good old days. We long for what I call the age of innocence. You know, when politicians weren't fighting so much, when the world wasn't polluted, when the church did not have so many problems, when families always got along. Well, that age of innocence never existed. It never happened. And when we talk about going back, it wasn't as we want it to be or imagined it to be. In the gospel parable you just heard, Jesus says, okay, the kingdom of heaven is like this. And I'm sure the people at that age were going, oh, this is good, this is good. We're going to hear what's coming up, what the kingdom of heaven is going to be like. And then he goes and gives them this awful story about those who work just a little bit. They got the same wage, the same money as people who were laboring all day. For them, and I'm sure for us, we say, it's just not fair. That's not the way it should be. You got to remember, it's a story. It's a parable. Jesus made it up. It didn't happen. He's trying to get us to think deeper about something. We get a clue of that from the first reading, where through Isaiah, God says, "My ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts." Jesus is trying to get to them and to us to say that God is so generous. God has this unlimited mercy for all people. Or as we heard in the psalm response, God is slow to anger. God is rich in kindness and compassion. And what happens many times, we want to make God in our image and say, no, this is the way it is, and that's just not fair. As opposed to thinking that God says, no, my mercy is for all. My compassion is for all. But that doesn't exclude those who have been at it all day, the laborers. That doesn't exclude those people who have been loyal followers of Jesus and are trying their best. It includes all of you, but we're asked to expand our thoughts to what it means to come home. To come home to God's sense of mercy. So many times we start labeling people or we start excluding people because of, the color of your skin or how you worship, your orientation, how you voted, what you dress like, how much money you make. We keep making these distinctions, and it's like God is saying, no, come on. Learn what the kingdom of heaven can be like right here in your midst. Not someday far off, but right now. From now on, we can choose. It's our attitude, as opposed to labeling people or trying to exclude and say, you don't belong here, or you're not welcome here. We are invited to take on that quality of God, to come home to God's mercy for all people, to come home to God's compassion and love for all people. We do this as individuals, we do this as church. May we be a church that is known for who we include and not for who we exclude. May we be a church that is welcoming to all. May we continue to open ourselves. May all come here and feel welcomed. From now on, what's waited till tomorrow starts tonight. It starts tonight. And let this promise in me start like an anthem in my heart. From now on, from now on, from now on,
home again.
and we will come back home, and we will come back home, home again. From now on,
And we will come back home, and we will come back home again. And we will come back home,
and we will come
back home,
home again. And we will come back home, and we will come back home, home again. From now